Welcome to the presentation on thumb taping. We can tape thumbs for sprains and strains after dislocation treatment, and also for support from injuries that they've had prior that lead to instability. Generally, the area we're going to tape is this joint, the knuckle joint. It's called the MCP, and it's where most injuries in the thumb occur that we have to stabilize. So whether we have a new injury that's occurred there, we have an old injury that may or may not cause pain, but generally that area feels unstable. Or we might have a fracture that's still healing, but they're cleared to play as long as the thumb is taped. So this is the area where our taping is going to center on. Now, position for the thumb when we're taping. We do need to have the hand splayed so that the fingers are all apart from each other, but we do want to allow for some function. So if they grip a ball in their sport, you could have them grip that ball and then remove the ball and tape in that position. The thing with taping the thumb is that there has to be restriction in the movement at that knuckle joint of the thumb. If we don't restrict the movement, we're not actually keeping the thumb secure and providing what's needed for it to heal. So they're going to tell you that it feels like it's too restrictive. Tape always loosens up a bit, and it's more important that their thumb is protected in a restricted position than that they have full movement, they're still causing more pain or injury, and the thumb is not protected. Now, the other piece is to remember with thumbs is that they're usually a messy looking tape job, and that's because after we're done taping, they're going to relax their hand and all that tape is going to loosen off. As long as you've restricted that joint there, don't worry about the messiness. We're going to start with Pro Wrap, and we need to start by putting the Pro Wrap on the thumb. So we're going to poke a hole in the Pro Wrap and feed it over the thumb, and then we're just going to wrap it around the hand and the wrist. Now, the Pro Wrap here in the palm is important not for the sake of protecting the skin, rather for the sake of protecting the tape. As they get sweaty, the tape is not going to stick to the palm in here, but it will stick to the Pro Wrap. So that's what's going to maintain your tape job. Now, there's two different ways to do the anchors with this tape job. The first is that you can do one anchor on the hand and one anchor on the wrist, or you can do one continuous anchor. So if you're going to do the two separate anchors, you want one that just goes on the wrist. It's generally easiest to start at the back of the wrist, wrap around, back up and rip, and then you're going to do the second anchor on the hand. You want to start down at the base here of the pinky, wrap up through the web of the hand, and back down the back, rip, and you have your two anchors. If you want to do one continuous, you're going to start here at the base of the pinky, up through the web of the hand, around the back of the hand, and then you're simply going to follow it through to the base of the thumb. This will come up and meet on the back of the hand right in about the middle here, and you can just rip the tape there. Either way, you're still getting your anchors for your tape job. Now, as we move into the pieces of the tape job that actually help support the thumb, the first is the hoods. The hoods are actually going to help hold the thumb in closer to the hand so that it doesn't get hyperextended out this direction. You're doing this exact movement, one that goes around and attaches on the other side, two overlap by half, and three overlap by half. You want to ensure that your tape comes up to at least this joint in the thumb so that you're providing a good amount of support for that joint in the middle. Teardrops are the next part, and what you want to do is rip your tape in half. So we're dealing with that half width tape like we did with fingers. You're going to start here, out here on the outside. You're going to go up and around the thumb and back out to the side. This is very much like the heel lock we did in the ankle. So you go up, around the joint, and back out. You need to make sure that you do at least one on the back side of the hand and one on the palm side of the hand. You can do two each direction, but at least need to have one. Next, we're going to do the figure eight, and this is exactly like all of the other figure eights we've done. One loop of an eight is going around the thumb, and one loop of the eight is going around the hand. Now, the pictures don't do this justice, so you will be able to see it clearer in the video. But you're going to start out at this position out here. This is where we start almost all of our tape is out here at the base of the pinky. You're going to come up, around the thumb, and back out the other side. Okay? So up, around the thumb, and back down the other side to meet. You're going to do one going one direction, so starting on the palm side, and one going the other side, starting on the back side. Okay? When you're done, you should have an X that's right on the outside of this thumb joint, and that's how you know you've got them in the right position. The last piece is the close. So as always with the close, we want to cover any holes, okay, with strips of tape. And then we're going to do those anchors again. So if you did the one anchor on the hand and the one anchor on the wrist, you're going to redo those. If you did the continuous anchor, where you started down here at the pinky, up through the web and down the back of the hand, and then just carried on around the wrist and out, then you've done that one. Okay, so this is taping the thumb. I'm going to walk you through this tape job, and again, it will be easier to see those figure eights when you can see it done live. So we have the fingers splayed. Okay, this one I'm going to do with the hands straight because they don't need to use a ball. Okay, Pro Wrap goes over the thumb, around the wrist, and through the palm of the hand. Okay, and just rip it off. We're using the full width of tape to start with, and I'm going to be doing the one continuous anchor. Okay, so we're starting at the base of the pinky. You can fold the tape a bit as you come through the web just to make sure it doesn't stick, around to meet, and then it comes up the back and just attaches to that anchor strip on the back side. Okay? We're still using that full width of tape, and these are your hoods. So they're just going around the thumb and adhering to both sides of that anchor that you already put on. And you can see this last one will hit that knuckle joint in the middle of the thumb so that we've provided a good amount of protection. Okay? Now we're going to move to that split roll, and we're going to do the teardrops. So you're going to start on the outside, go around the thumb, and come right back the same side. Okay? Again, you need one on each side, so this is on the back side, around the thumb, and back out. Okay? We're using this for the figure eight as well. Same starting point, around the thumb, and back out to the end. And now you're just going to reverse it and do the exact same movement, around the thumb, back out to the hand at the base of the pinky. Okay? You can see it restricts the movement of the thumb. We go back to the full width tape to do that anchor to close everything off. And again, you just make sure that none of your tape ends are going to come off while the athlete is playing. Around the back. Okay. And you can see that it resists the movement of the thumb away from the hand. So as with when we did the fingers, you need to ensure good circulation of the thumb tip and that is not turning bright red or purple. So make sure you can always see the skin at the very end of the thumb. Thumb tape jobs, like I said, are usually messy because we're going to tape them with the hand splayed, and then when they're done, the hand relaxes and now it looks messy. As long as you've restricted the movement in that knuckle joint of the thumb, don't worry about the messiness. And as with always, ensure that your tape is removed after they play or practice and they're not sleeping with it on, because you're going to create some circulation problems, especially in the end of the thumb. So up next, we're going to cover wrist taping. Then we're going to move up to elbow wrapping and taping. For more information on healthy living or to see my other courses, please check out thehealingpath.com.